Hey guys, so I wanted to do a quick comparison video today. I went to Target, I was looking for some Spectrum series, and instead I found the Dino Fury Morpher. Now for those who don't know, it retails for about 20 bucks, and I've already gone through the process of taking it out of the box. As you can see, here's the box. Got some kid with a sly look on his face, and there he is on the back with the morpher. Now the instructions, not a lot to them. It does actually come with two AA batteries already inside, but as you can see, the instructions are just quick visuals about strapping it on, hitting the button, putting the key in, turning the head, and then waving your wrist around to get some sounds. So I'm going to do a quick comparison between this is the RYUSOULGER Morpher, and this is the American Dino Fury version of it. Now let's go over quick differences. First things I see is the button, as you can see, the American version is translucent. There's this little see-through screen here. Now on the Japanese version, it's actually a piece of plastic. Here it's just cut out. There's no barrier there in any way. The color-wise, the American one has a much darker, more matte red to the dinosaur head, while it's a much shinier, brighter red in the Japanese version. And you can see the red goes halfway across the morpher as opposed to just being the face of it. Now, size-wise, they're actually pretty comparable. The American one is slightly bigger in some ways. If you look at it from the bottom, see, it's much bulkier in that sense. On the sides, pretty similar. Other side, again, fairly similar. And then, of course, the hole here is much larger on the Japanese version because the key is much larger. Then there's the straps. This is the traditional strap that a lot of American morphers have had, and most Japanese morphers do that are wrist morphers. This plastic strap. There is a nicer Velcro one on the American version, although it's a very small strap, see? So it's kind of like you put your wrist in and then you fold over, and the amount of room to put it in is there's not a lot of space for a wrist, even an adult wrist. I mean, even a child's wrist, there's not very little room for that. Now, other than that, visually, oops. Sorry, hit the button there. That actually brings up another good point. Now, one other difference that I've always had a problem with the RYUSOULGER changer is that there is no on or off switch. You know, it was one of those where you just pulled the tab out and it was ready to go, and the button is always ready to be hit. As opposed to the American version, it's got the on mode. You can see here, see, that's off, that's on, and the middle is what it is default in. That is the, try me feature. Although I actually have tried it and I didn't really notice too many differences outside of utilizing the key in the two forms of it. And so other than that, physically, they're pretty similar morphers. You know, like, they've got the same faceplate, although the American one is wider and a little bit bigger. Now, as far as using them goes, one thing I'll say is that this faceplate on the Japanese one, it just turns very easily, like this. Now, the one on the American one, actually, you really have to push it, and it kind of clicks with each partial rotation, as you can see. You know, it's not a simple flip. I don't know if maybe mine's attached a little tighter. I don't think so. I think that's just the way it was designed. Now, sound-wise, I've always said that the RYUSOULGER changer doesn't have as many sounds as I would like. A lot of the cool sounds that are associated with the RYUSOULGER are in the sword. That's where the big money is, I think, is in the sword. So I do believe there's a few more sounds in the American version, and it's going to be, what sounds do you like? Do you think that's enough? That sort of thing. And the big thing is going to be the functionality of the keys. Do the American keys unlock enough different sounds? Now, the comparisons here are, it's pretty night and day. The Japanese one, All the regular Ranger ones are fairly similar. You can see the whole gimmick is that they flip. And I wonder how that's going to work in the show, if they're going to edit that in Dino Fury, or if they're just going to say, oh, the Morpher's different. I'm sorry for the toy, but... So it flips like that. And then on the back, because you put this into the Megazord, and that's the Megazord's head, and the head changes based on which Ranger key is inside. As opposed to the American one, which literally is just a sticker. The only I mean, obviously it's still a warrior standing there, the shields are the same, but other than that, pretty different. And then again, this is a big thick key, while this one over here is just a small piece of plastic with a head on the back, and it's a dinosaur head. It's not even for the Megazord. And, you know, there's only a very little color in the background as well. And the other interesting thing is you look at this, and, you know, it looks like the Red Ranger, and his armor is similar to the power-up form that the Red Ranger does get in RYUSOULGER, but it's also obviously different. You know, he's got this giant sword, he's got these wings on his helmet. So the question is this just made for the toy? Is this an American-only power-up form that he might get? They did do an American-only power-up form in Beast Morphers for the Red Ranger, so it's definitely a possibility that he'll be getting bonus forms. Now let's go over some actual sounds. For those who haven't ever seen the RYUSOUL changer, you just... I'm sorry. So again, it's got a startup morph noise. You put the key in, and it says RYUSOUL cool. And so that's the only huge difference from the individual Ranger keys. There you heard him say Tiramigo, which is the name of the Red Ranger's T-Rex. Now let's take a look at what the American version has. We will turn it on. Kind of a startup noise. So it cycles through three kind of guitar riffs. And then... So it's got those punching noises, and a little bit of a sword noise from moving it around, a little bit of a scream there. See, that kind of felt like a little insert noise. So you had a little bit of a morph noise, I believe that was. And so now when I move it around, instead of punching and kicking, it's growls. And honestly, that's about it as well for the sounds there with the two different morphers. So actually there are a few more sounds in the American one than the Japanese one. So as far as, you know, which one of these is better, which one should you buy, it's kind of apples and oranges despite the fact that they look very similar. I mean, this is for RYUSOULGER. This is for Dino Fury. This might actually have more potential. Well, I should probably just turn it off. This might actually have more potential in the long run because, as we've seen with Beast Morphers, there were a bunch of keys. If you look at the basic action figures, every single figure comes with a key. The Morpher came with its own key. I would assume the Zords are going to come with keys. So, depending on how much they unlock, this could be a pretty cool item in the long run. And again, for RYUSOULGER, a lot of the sounds are in the sword as opposed to the Morpher. You're really only getting the Morpher for, you know, completionist's sake because it's a decent item, that sort of thing. So if you're hyped for Dino Fury, absolutely go out and grab yourself this Dino Fury Basic Morpher. Again, it's $20 right now. Target is the only place I've seen it on sale at the moment. So yeah, I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. I hope this gave you a little bit of insight into RYUSOULGER if you hadn't seen it, and the Dino Fury. Maybe that'll help you make a decision as to if this is an item you want to buy. I think it's fun. $20 fun? Maybe 15, but you know, that's splitting hairs. So until next time, as always guys, I'm Jeremy, aka Captain Subpar, saying to you forever and always, I'm going to be King of the Geeks, and I really appreciate you watching this video. As always, like, comment, subscribe. I will see you again very, very soon. Deuces.